Hey, hey, it's good to see you again, Cole. You look very much the same as the last show we did.
Yeah, you're wearing that same sweatshirt as last time. You should.
Yeah, what's that? Yeah, that's
Geez,
my Cape Cod
cold.
condition. Cape Cod. Ooh,
Hey, you
Cape
got one
Cod.
of those curtain images, Aurora curtains in the background, and I saw that
Yeah,
Brooks
that was
mentioned
like,
that
hey,
yesterday.
yeah, Brooks Jensen spoke about my project.
You're on the way to the big time.
Wait, no, I am the big time.
Isn't
According
that?
to like my mom passed away in January, so my mom can't even be my big one anymore. I guess my wife is it. My wife is it. Hey,
Big
let's
time.
talk.
There was a
Say that
song,
again.
Big Time. What was that song
So,
by the guy who did Sledgehammer? I think
oh,
it
Peter
was
Gabriel.
Peter Gabriel. Didn't he have a song that said Big Time? I
Seems
think
like there
so.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know his catalog real well.
No.
I know Sledgehammer, but I don't, but there is, seems like there's a big time in there.
Yeah.
Speaking of big time, so you and I have teased before and in the last show and previous shows about the idea of a vision, finding your vision workshop. And I think we're getting closer to that. You and I had a discussion in Colorado about that. And you've actually come up with some ideas. So today in the show, I'd like to just invite our viewers to give us some feedback because I think the people who are choosing to faithfully follow the show are the type of people that we hope to attract. And so, let's talk a little bit about this was certainly your idea and vision is certainly your main mission in life is to help people to find their vision that you've given outlines for how to do that. I think you have a lot of 10 steps for how I found my vision that people can see. So let's just talk about our intent, your intent, and I'll share kind of my thoughts as well. And then we'd really love in this show to get your feedback. Does this sound like something that you'd be interested in? Do you have other ideas that you'd like to see included? Do you like this kind of the first thoughts that we're having? So go ahead and just your initial idea that even caused this to gestate. Whoa, gestate. Is that a big word? I hope people will know what that means. Gestate.
Gestate, two syllables.
Just yeah, but it's a big word nonetheless. And we're turning this into a real live event. So go ahead and share your thoughts, please.
Well, I spent most of my photographic life as a photographer
Yeah.
until in 2004 I was challenged to find my vision, and it changed everything for me. And so the reason I really do speak to groups now is solely because I want to help people find another path other than competitions and print reviews and awards
Yeah.
and ribbons, because it was so meaningful to me finding my vision. And it didn't just affect my photography; it affected my outlook on life, everyday
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Uh, and so I have long wanted to help others find their vision. And there's not a lot you can do to help someone else find their vision. It is a solitary individual process. But I want to lay out what I did, hoping that some of those 10 steps will work for others. I know we're all different, and
Yeah.
maybe those 10 steps will be useful though. And so my thought was to have a more of a workshop
Yeah.
where we're meeting each day, discussing these 10 steps, and then going out into the field at a non iconic location
Yeah.
and really spending time every day at the same place so we can see deeper than those trophy shots, those iconic shots, the ones that are done a million times. So it'd be a rather bland location, a single location, a smaller group with daily discussions and meals where we would discuss what people are going through. And it would be a no ego zone. It would not be about showing
Mm.
off our work to other people or being better or coming up with something great. It would really be about introspection and reflection.
Yeah.
I don't know your Hawaii thing, but it sounds to me like it might contain some of the same elements.
Similar, but different too, because and I've just pulled up, folks. Sorry, I'm going to be glancing away from looking right at the camera, but you know, we're talking about just so you know the idea of a location. How do I pronounce that? Vitawu,
Vitawu.
Vitawu, which is in Wyoming. It's close by to where Cole is, and so we're thinking that we could be in Laramie, which puts us 20 minutes from that area. And I'm sorry, Vitawu is a park, right? Is it a state
I think
park
it's
or
a
a
I
national?
think it's a national USDA or whatever the
Okay.
Forest Service.
Okay.
And let me just say right now, so I don't forget, anybody who's interested, don't be looking up VitaWoo, because one of the requirements are that there's no looking into the area beforehand,
Yeah.
no getting online and looking at what features there are there, no looking at other people's work. It really needs to be you're going there with no preconceived ideas.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that. So again, you've said lots of introspection. I love the idea that we start off the week with kind of you reviewing the 10 steps, and then that will be kind of an outline, those 10 steps that you use that will help. There'll be probably some preparation that we'll invite people to do before they come. Meaning, one of your steps was to look through and make those two piles. So we'll probably invite people to do some homework before they come and
Yep.
think about those two piles that you talk about, the ones that you love versus the ones that you were doing maybe for likes and for awards and money and all that stuff. So we might have that type of thing. Go ahead. I can see you have a thought.
No, no, no.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Daily shooting on their own, right? And where we
Yes.
will certainly go together as a group, but the intention is to have you go off on your own, thinking about these ideas of how, and the guidance that we're going to be giving you in the classroom to go out and find your vision in that location.
Sure. I mean, we'll go out for
Excuse
the
me.
first day and there'll be obvious things people are going to be snapping, but then you're going to have to dig deeper every
Right.
day and say, what am I seeing beyond the obvious, and what is speaking to me, and what's attracting my eye, and just really digging much deeper than taking you to an iconic, like it would be like doing this at Yosemite. To me, that would be a total waste, because everybody would be shooting the Ansel Adams shots or whomever shots, the William Neal shots. And there wouldn't be a chance for that deep introspection. It'd be just too many iconic shots.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And then what are your thoughts about sharing? Uh, Commonly, people share images. And I think you and I have had a discussion on this one. Maybe that would get in the way because now all of a sudden that competition gene starts to
Ego.
kick in, and
Yeah.
I'm looking at Larry's picture and Susie, oh man, I didn't and
Yeah.
now all of a
No.
sudden all that's so
Yeah.
there's not going to be any sharing of the images that we're making throughout the week. We might have a
No.
follow-up, and we will have a follow-up Zoom session rather, where then okay, then you can show 10 images. And I think that'll be very revealing, especially, a month after this event, for them to pick 10 images, and we're all going to be rather blown away, would be my guess, right? That of what they found.
And we'll have an opportunity to do, instead of an image review, to do a session that I've always proposed to clubs, but they really don't want to do this, where the person talks about their vision and what they were trying to do. And we don't want to, the worst thing would be is to say, okay, well, this shot was taken at the south end of Vitawoo with a 100 millimeter lens at
Right.
f2.8. This is not about technical stuff. It's all about how we felt and what we were saying. And
Yeah,
maybe some won't be able to say anything like me. I wouldn't be able to say anything. I'd say, here are the images. What do you see? But
sure.
that's okay.
That is okay. That is okay. So interested in your thoughts on this framework that we're kind of giving you a loose framework about. And I've been keeping a list of others who have already said, man, this sounds really good. Sign me up. And so we would love to have, send me an email. That would be great. Or just write, I'm interested, in the comments below.
And it's important to say, no one's going to come out of this session with their vision. It is a process that takes a very, very long time. And it is excruciatingly painful because you're forced to examine why you're creating. You're trying to address ego. You're having to define success for yourself. There's a lot of stuff. And it took me 2 years.
Yeah.
It's just not, you're not going to, we don't award a certificate and you're not going to come out with your vision. Just know that right now. But we're
Gosh,
hopefully going to plant a lot of seeds.
I was going to get some buttons made up. I found my vision. We were going to pass those out at the end. Doggone it.
Yeah, I mean, we
No,
could just wrap it up with a Helen Keller quote. It's a terrible thing to see and have no vision. So
yeah.
that's our goal, is to work towards vision. Now, I did
Yeah.
this
So,
workshop at the Center for Fine Art Photography several years ago. And I believe it was impactful because I've been in contact with several of the people who took the course. And I think it steered them in the right direction. But again, it's a solitary journey.
yeah. Yeah. So interested to hear what your interest level is. We're very serious about it. Cole and I are going to start picking dates and we've already got an outline. And also interested in just one last thing, kind of a non-photographic thing here, but we could be in Laramie and be 20 minutes away from where we be, or we could be down close to where Cole is and be able to meet at Cole's house, which I sort of like that idea. It's an hour away. To me, that's not a long ways away. And it would just be more intimate, more cozy and comfy. Not only that, but you get to see Cole's studio, right? Would that be fair to say, Cole?
Yep, yep,
Yep. Get to see his
yep.
studio and his
Good,
work there, which I think would be a big bonus. So give us feedback on that as well. Thanks for
good,
listening, folks. We'll talk to you
good.
in a couple of minutes.